It is Thursday, the 31st of December, 2024. My name is Pigeon and this is my song of the day. It is New Year's Eve. We're at the end of the year. Holy shit. And in our New Year's themed week, today we are talking about New Year's Day by Taylor Swift. Now, I know what you're thinking. Surely I should talk about this on New Year's Day. Well, the song I'm talking about New Year's Day is also about New Year's Day. So don't worry about it. But this song also specifically is about the aftermath of a New Year's Eve party. So, shut up. This whole week's about New Year's. I can do whatever I want. This is my podcast. You can cry if you want to. Anyway, the song New Year's Day by Taylor Swift is the final track on Reputation from 2017. I think it's appropriate that I'm talking about a lot of final tracks this week. It's that kind of feel of the end of the year, I think I talked about this when I talked about Taylor Swift before. Reputation as an album sucks ass. I didn't think I would like Taylor Swift. I didn't like Taylor Swift for a long time. And then a few years ago, I got into Taylor Swift and really enjoyed her oeuvre, except this fucking album. I do not like this album. I like the song Dancing with Our Hands Tied, and I like New Year's Day, and I basically don't like any of the rest of the album. I fucking hate Look What You Made Me Do. Good God. Her other stuff, this was her next album after 1989, which is not my favorite of hers, but it's got some great songs in it. And then she followed it up with Lover, which is much more like 1989. I was like, okay, you've won me back. But man, I didn't like this album, which is why I was surprised when I listened to her the first time. I really wasn't enjoying it, but I was listening to it all for completionist's sake. And then it ends with New Year's Day, and this is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs. It's so good. And it comes at the end of an album I really don't like. But anyway, so the song itself, I don't think I need to give the song too much of an intro. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think, but obviously we're going to talk about it. And you know who Taylor Swift is, so let's just go listen to it and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. And that was New Year's Day by Taylor Swift. Just a lovely piano ballad with a little bit of string, a little bit of synth under it, but mostly the piano and the vocals. And I love how soft it sounds. And the song is about, the aftermath of a New Year's Eve party and kind of talking about how people talk about having a New Year's kiss and afterwards things can change or people can drift apart. But she's saying I want to spend time with you. I don't want this to just be oh, we did this in New Year's. I want to actually spend time with you. And it's very sweet. Let's go through the lyrics, shall we? There's glitter on the floor after the party, girls carrying their shoes down in the lobby, candle wax and Polaroids on the hardwood floor, you and me from the night before. But don't read the last page, but I stay when you're lost and I'm scared and you're turning away. I want your midnights, but I'll be cleaning up bottles with you on New Year's Day. So, the first verse here is talking about the literal aftermath of the party. There's glitter on the floor, there's girls carrying their shoes, candle wax and Polaroids, you and me from the night before. Just talking about all these things that you think of when you think of big parties, glitter, people walking with their shoes in their hands, She's fond of Polaroids in her imagery as well. Don't read the last page. Something that I feel like she does a lot in her songs is refer to a relationship like a storybook, and she's talking about don't skip ahead to the end, don't read the last page, I don't want this to end, right? I stay when you're lost and I'm scared and you're turning away, staying through the hard times. I want your midnights. I want to spend these nights with you, these New Year's Eves, but I'll be cleaning up bottles with you on New Year's Day. I'm not just going to go away after midnight. I'll still be here the next day to clean up with you, and it's a far more romantic gesture than just kissing at midnight. It's no, I'll actually help you clean up. I want to spend time in this place with you, It is interesting to me, by the way, presumably not intentional, but there are 2 future titles of Taylor Swift albums, which is funny. I Want Your Midnights. She released an album called Midnights. Anyway, verse 2. You squeeze my hand 3 times in the back of the taxi. I can tell that it's going to be a long road. I'll be there if you're the toast of the town, babe, or if you strike out and you're crawling home. Don't read the last page, but I stay when it's hard or it's wrong or we're making mistakes. I want your midnights, but I'll be cleaning up bottles with you on New Year's Day. So, squeeze my hand 3 times in the back of a taxi. Very clear, just sign of love or comfort. I can tell it's going to be a long road, the relationship being long. I'll be there if you're the toast of the town, babe, or if you strike out and you're crawling home. This kind of idea of, in sickness and in health, I'll be with you. In the good times and the bad times. If people love you, if people hate you, I'll be there. And then the slight variation on the chorus, don't read the last page, but I stay when it's hard or it's wrong or we're making mistakes. Just the same thing over and over again. I'll be with you no matter what. And then we get the refrain and bridge that I love so much. Hold on to the memories, they will hold on to you. Hold on to the memories, they will hold on to you. Hold on to the memories, they will hold on to you. And I will hold on to you. Please don't ever become a stranger whose laugh I could recognize anywhere. Please don't ever become a stranger whose laugh I could recognize anywhere. Apparently, Taylor Swift said that these lines were lines that she had written at some point and like was trying to figure out where to put them in a song, and she ended up putting them both here in the same song right beside each other. And hold on to the memories, they will hold on to you is you know, it's about clinging on to your memories, like letting them reassure you in hard times, and then ending with and I will hold on to you, of course, obviously stating her romantic intent. Please don't ever become a stranger whose laugh I could recognize anywhere is probably my favorite lyric that Taylor Swift has ever written. I love it so much. It's exactly the kind of shit I love, because you don't recognize strangers. That's how they're strangers. And so it's an interesting oxymoron, but it's please don't ever become a stranger, right? I don't want us to become estranged. I don't want us to ever not have a regular interaction. I don't want you to be someone I don't recognize. Then she says, whose laugh I could recognize anywhere. So knowing someone's laugh, enjoying someone's laugh is a big, you know, sign of affection. And she's saying that, like, I don't want to be in the supermarket and then hear your laugh and know that it's you, even though we're strangers now. I love this line so much. Then the rest of the song is basically repeating lines that came before. The third verse is the same as the first verse, and then we get the second chorus again, and then we get the refrain, and then the outro of the song is overlapping the bridge and the refrain. So it's please don't ever become a stranger whose laugh I can recognize anywhere, overlapping with hold on to the memories, they will hold on to you, and then the song ends with and I will hold on to you. Yeah, I love it so much. Such a bittersweet song because it's about commitment and love, but it's got these really hard-hitting lyrics, and I love it a lot. And a great song for New Year's. So low-key and beautiful. I love it. I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, it's not a particularly long song, so this won't be a particularly long episode. Thank you so much for listening all through the year. We're at the end of the year now. Tomorrow's episode is going to be the New Year's episode. It's going to be the first episode of 2025. That's fucking wild. This is the last episode of 2024. That's so weird to me. But here we are. Here you are. And it's a beautiful day. So really, thank you so much for listening all throughout the year. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell other people about this show. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you next year.
Break it down.
We're here! God. Why would I start with a Sidewalk Slam reference?